Seriously,
yeah.
She's amazing. I love Lizzie. Do you mind? We're still going over the video clips. Do you like it? It's fun. It's fun for us.
Sure.
Okay. it's fun. I love this. Listen, I know you've talked the 900 to death. We talked about it on our show, all this stuff. But when you did it again at 48 years old, what was that? What was that like? Was that just something that you needed to do, or what was the meaning behind that? You just wanted it, like, hey, I still got it. I need to do this 900 again.
I had been skating a lot right during that time, and I was doing some pretty big demos, and I felt like my spin was as good as it's ever been.
Oh, okay.
I mean, and when I say my spin, I mean like when I was doing 540s or 720s or whatever, I felt very confident with it.
Right.
And we were in Mexico City doing a demo just before this, and I just got hyped with the crowd, and I started trying them, and I started getting really close. I didn't pull it off that day because I was already so tired.
Oh, okay.
And then I just thought, you know what? If I'm ever going to do it again, I could do it now.
Oh.
And so I just set this day. That right there set me back. That slam kind of rang my bell. And also, like right there, I thought I had it, but my front foot slipped off.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, you kind of.
And I was fully
did.
committed. Like right there, I'm fully committed.
yeah.
Stand up.
There it goes. The front.
And then my foot came off, and then it was just. And so
those quick ones are the ones that hurt.
Made me question. Yeah. That made me question if I should even do it.
Oh, really?
And the other thing is that we hadn't resurfaced the ramp yet, so it was super slick. And if you watch some of those in the beginning, a couple of those I probably would have made if the ramp was sticky, but I just kept sliding out. So it took me probably twice as long as I thought it would.
Okay.
And then when I finally made it here, you know, obviously it's squatty and I'm dragging my hand and whatnot, but it was like, okay, enough already.
It's funny
you
though.
See my wheels sliding even on the landing.
That's true. It's funny though, because the way that you did drag, you almost landed it almost identically to the one you did in the contest.
Know,
you know
right?
what I mean? Like with the hand dragging and stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of,
I didn't think I was going to be able to stand up because the stand-up ones, there's always a risk of doing that overturn on the flat.
Slipping out. Like you're still turning.
Not slipping out. It's you're like still turning.
Yeah.
It's kind of the biggest mistake that people make when they learn McTwist is that they just keep turning. So what I said, this is my son Spencer.
Yeah.
He was the baby at the X Games. That his mom was holding him when I finished it. Like when I finally did it and I hugged her.
Right.
He was the baby.
That's amazing that he can finally see it in person.
And so when I told my kids that I was doing this, he showed up, and I was like, that's so cool that Spencer was there, because he was there for the first one.
Cool.
Wait, how old
And
is he
now I
now?
can say he was there for the last one.
How old is he now?
He is 23.
Wow.
Yeah, it just came full circle right there. Yeah, like literally.
No. He's 20. Wait, he's 21. Sorry, he's 21.
So 21, but still 20 is probably 20.
He's 21, yeah.
20 years ago you did that.
So wild.
I feel like he's got to be older than 21. He's been in college for so long, I lose track.
I love that. But that's amazing. Now, when you say the ramp was slippery, is it such a thing? Because when I was younger, I never skated vert. I never did all that stuff. But I would always hear stories about like, oh yeah, just mop it up with Coke. You ever hear that? You ever try? Is that a thing?
That can work for a little bit. And we actually sanded the ramp before this, so I did everything I could to make it rideable.
Okay.
But that surface right there,
It looks
was
slick.
But that surface right there was like 14 years old.
Oh, seriously?
So it was doomed already. I put gator skins on it, and it's awesome now. It's like right now it's the perfect friction.
What's gator skin?
Yeah,
So,
what's that?
It's kind of like a skate light, but different compound.
Okay.
And I've found that it survives better indoors.
Wow.
I mean, that's why it's
So the
survived
thing about
14
what,
years.
if you guys want to know, from what makes a vert ramp slippery is all the plastic from your knee pads.
Oh.
Because it coats into
That
the
makes
grooves and the porous stuff in the wood.
Wow.
And then it just makes it slick. Like it fills in all the gaps.
Interesting. I never even thought of that.
Never knew
thought.
that at
Yeah.
all. Wow.
Huh.
I was thinking for like the dust and just the debris inside the building.
That
Wear
stuff
and
doesn't
tear.
help, but that stuff's more like you can wipe off dust. You can you can do other things, but the plastic, once it fills in all the gaps, it's kind of stuck there.
Wow.
Interesting. So having an indoor ramp, I mean, do you have somebody, or do you mop it often? Is that even a thing? Like we're saying dust and all that, or
Yeah, it'll help a little bit.
Yeah,
but we, like I said, the surface on it now is tight.
perfect.
I don't even worry about it.
So you fired the ramp keeper.
Oh hell no!
They kept them. They just got new
So
product.
that
New
ramp,
product.
that ramp was built in 2002 by a staging company that makes concert stages for like AC/DC, Kiss, Britney Spears, all that. And then I connected them with who I thought was the best ramp builder in Europe. And I was like, you guys figure out how to do a vert ramp that'll go up and down fast.
Because that's what you were doing. You were building. You were taking.
We were
it
building that ramp for the Huck Jam.
Sure.
So that ramp can go up. The whole ramp will go up in 3 hours.
Wow.
You could disassemble and reassemble that, and
You could disassemble it in probably 2 hours and put it all back up in 3.
That's wild.
sick.
Yeah.
One time we did a demo. We did a demo outside of Chicago, I think, where we did a demo after an arena football game. So you guys know arena football?
yeah, it's tight quarters. It's very
Tight quarters, yeah. So
yeah.
what they said was, we want you to do a skate demo after the game. So after the game, we're going to have you assemble the ramp on the field.
Wow.
And so we took half of the ramp. As soon as the game was over, our guys started assembling it, including Jeron, who you guys might know from Thrasher now.
Oh yeah.
Jerome used to be my ramp guy.
That was your ramp guy.
It's amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so Jerome and a local crew started putting it together. We got the ramp up in 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Jerome,
So the
Jerome
crowd
means
just sat and
business.
watched.
Jerome
They were
means
amazed.
business.
Yeah.
Definitely does.
Yeah, so the crowd stayed in their seats, watched them build the ramp for 45 minutes, and then we started skating.
I mean, I think that's interesting, and I would stay and watch him build a ramp that fast.
Yeah.
That's a Guinness Book of World Records. Did you get that tested?
Yeah.
You could have an award right there. Jerome
And the
could
thing
have
about
a
my
plaque.
ramp is it's always perfect.
That's
Amazing.
that's the best part, right? You know, you getting used
Yeah.
to anything. You
Yes.
drop
No,
in.
all ramps have flaws.
Yeah.
One side's more vert, this side has more coping, whatever.
Right.
And I don't say that because I'm bragging. It's just the truth. Like my ramp is always flawless, and that becomes a curse for me because if I go to any ramp, I feel like I can't get used to it.
It's kind of like.
And-
Go ahead. Sorry.
We used to, like, when we were in the 80s and whatnot, all ramps were terrible. Mm-hmm. So you could ride anything, right?
Right.
And now I'm spoiled by this perfect structure, and I go elsewhere, and I'm like, dude, I can't get a good setup. That wall's sticky. The coping sticks out. Like, I'm such a spoiled brat now.
Well, it's kind of like, remember when street parks were popping up a lot and they were perfect?
Yeah.
And we go skate these like indoor perfect parks, and we're like, now we're spoiled because now we go to the streets and we're dealing with all these imperfection cracks and this and that. And now
Hey,
we're just
I
like,
swear
fucks
that's
with you.
why
Yeah.
Riley's crew, the Shep Dogs, why they rip on anything because they grew up skating Carlsbad Skate Park. Just the worst part.
worst park, right.
It's the worst part.
Park,
That's
but
what
it's
I'm
the worst
saying.
And they
park,
just
yeah.
made it their own. They made it work, and it's it's Riley and it's Kirby and it's like
Killer.
Stephen Lawyer. and-
Killers.
The Rowan
Yeah,
from
all
down
those
there
guys
too.
that destroy anything because they just rode shitty
Whatever.
park their whole life.
That might be a new thing. We might do the 9 Club parks, skate parks like Tony Hawk, but we're going to build shitty parks.
Real
Yeah.
shitty.
And then everybody's going to be getting better
You
because
just
of us.
breed monster
Yeah.
skaters. Yeah.
Monsters.
Yeah.
It's like all big cracks everywhere.
I tell you what, though, Tony,
Yeah, Figgy,
imagine.
too.
I mean, listen. I mean, I'm sure vert ramps aren't around as much as like all these skate parks are popping up. But imagine back in the day if you had access to all these skate parks. It's like when I was growing up, the closest park to Santa Monica was like Powell Skate Zone,
Yeah.
and I had to get
For me.
somebody to drive me up there
Yeah,
and do
yeah.
that whole thing. So we were just in the streets. Now these kids, they have a skate park every 4 blocks.
They
it
got
seems like.
access to a lot of parks, bro.
yeah.
And that's why so many kids are so good. I mean,
my
I speak on
God.
this all the time. I'm like, man, if I had access to these parks, and obviously we had our moment of just, obviously getting better and better, but like they have so many different options now, including the shit that we skated as we were growing up. So it's like they can pick and choose. You know? So it's
And you're seeing more all terrain skaters now too.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like all these kids, they can do, 540s and do a Smith
remember
grind down
when
a
he
20
was only
stair.
street and vert?
Yeah.
You skated street, you skated vert, or if you were really out there, you skated freestyle.
those are your options.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then it was
I believe, you know what? I really believe that Scheckler was the first park skater.
Interesting.
The first one to
yeah.
come out that was like, what is he? He skates everything. He's a park skater.
This is true.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think
That's
you're too
true.
far off, for sure.
Scheckler's a one of a kind too, man. That
Big
guy.
time.
Woo.
Big time.
Yeah, but all
He
these
was
kids
big,
now,
man.
man.
He's been good forever.
Yeah.
And still killing it.
Yeah.
For sure.